All right, back on the Young Turks. There is actually an important election going on today. Today's election day. Did you know that? It's happening in Massachusetts, and we're going to bring on Frank Phillips from the Boston Globe to talk about that. Frank, welcome to the Young Turks.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you guys.
Really great to have you here. So what exactly is the election going on in Massachusetts right now?
Well, Ted Kennedy died, as we all know, in August, and we have a new law here that was put in place in 2004 when everybody thought John Kerry might have win the presidency and we had a Republican governor, to take away the powers of the appointment of a new senator away from the governor, and we have now a special election. And it's so many days after the death of there's a vacancy in the seat. So this is the Democratic primary and the Republican primary that we're going through today, December 8th. And it's a very strange election because we've never had this kind of thing before in the middle of December. We've never had a special election, statewide election like this. People aren't used to voting, so it's hard to get people's interest in it.
Well, that makes sense, especially on the Republican side where they don't have a prayer of winning. Is that roughly right?
Yeah, we don't never say no, but no. Massachusetts has not sent somebody, a Republican, to the Senate since 1972. So I don't think we're going to. I think the chances are the Democrat is going to win handily in this.
So the real heat is in the Democratic primary. How many people are running there?
Well, the front runner all along has been the Attorney General, Martha Coakley. She's a prosecutor, former county prosecutor, became Attorney General in 2 years ago, in 2006, 3 years ago, I guess she won. And she is known statewide and has a strong backing from particularly people, things like Emily's List, the national network of donors who support women candidates. She was there's a U.S. Representative, Michael Capuano. He's from the old Tip O'Neill, Jack Kennedy, Joe Kennedy congressional seat here. Takes in parts of Boston, Cambridge, Somerville. And is very liberal, although he is, has these very sort of strong blue-collar roots in the city of Somerville. He's the former mayor of the city of Somerville.
Can I stop you right there, Frank?
Sure, yeah.
I'm curious as to who becomes the front runners and why in these elections, right? Because I see that Capuano, if I'm pronouncing that right, has the support of Nancy Pelosi, Michael Dukakis, et cetera, but he's not the front runner. Coakley is. Why is that?
Well, the polls show Coakley had consistently had at least a 20-25 point lead from the beginning, and she held that up right up until the end. Now there was some closing of those polls, so we were fair to say that she was the perceived front runner in this case. She also, she'd run statewide. This is a statewide election. Capuano has one congressional district out of 10. And she had put together a very smooth campaign. She's been very cautious. She hasn't made any mistakes and has sort of glided right to the end here in a very abbreviated election.
So she's the candidate that had the biggest office, in a manner of speaking, the one that was statewide, et cetera,
right.
and some institutional support, Bill Clinton backing her, et cetera. That's why we think she just jumped out to a big lead to begin with.
Yes, and I think she's held on to it, but that's true. She has a great, statewide public profile and a political organization statewide. So that, obviously was a helper too.
All right. Now, how do we think this affects national politics if she winds up winning? What's her stance on Afghanistan, on certainly health care is very important, and I don't know if we know her stance on financial reform.
She is, and they all are, very much on the same page. Very much against the president's going into Afghanistan with more troops. Talk about not voting for funding the troops. Capuano talks that way, and I think the rest do too. On healthcare, they're a very strong public option. The one scintilla of difference that came out was that that if there is the abortion restrictions in the final version of the bill, that Coakley and Capuano have said they would vote against it, and that the two others in the race, a wealthy businessman, Steve Pagliuca, and a civic leader, a guy who started City Year, Alan Casey, have said that they would accept that because health care is too important.
Right. That abortion restriction, by the way, just failed in the Senate. I should let the
audience
know
that. I saw that.
54 to 45. So that's good news from our perspective. So finally, Frank, my question is, are they really going to do it? You know, because I've seen Democratic primaries before where everybody's the most liberal person in the world, and then as soon as they win, they say, oh, yeah, well, obviously we were kidding. We're not going to vote against a Democratic president. We're going to support money going to Afghanistan, and if we need to compromise on a public option, we're going to do that, et cetera. I mean, like, Democratic voters have gotten used to this. It's almost expected. Do we have any way of knowing whether, if Coakley wins, for example, whether she means any of this, or it's obviously a ruse just because of the primaries?
We don't know whether it's a ruse or not. She has no track record in this area of foreign policy and national politics, so we don't know. They are playing to a very liberal, Democratic activist voting population. That's the people who are going to come out on this weird election day. People are not used to it. Capuano could have some ground to say, look, he voted against the Iraq War when it was very popular, and he was very unpopular for doing it. He voted against the Patriot Act. He's been really very critical of the foreign policy, Bush foreign policy. So he has a record there. The others all parrot the same sort of foreign policy. But didn't we see this with President Obama, Barack Obama, the candidate? And he certainly played to the Democratic left as he made his way through the primaries, and is not quite as left as a lot of the liberals in the Democratic Party are now feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely President Obama, but it's not just President Obama. It's like a Democratic tradition. In order to get votes, you tell people that you're actually liberal because the country, especially Massachusetts, is quite liberal. And then when you get into office, you say, well, how do I keep getting money so I can keep getting reelected? My new constituency is the people with power and money. So then you sell out their voters, and then on it goes. So I'm looking forward to that with whoever wins in Massachusetts.
That happens on the right, too, we should say, too. The Republicans have to go through their primaries, all bending to the right, and then they...
No, then they stay pretty far right. So, but, which is a different problem for the Republican Party. But, all right, Frank Phillips is from the Boston Globe. We appreciate you joining us today.
It was a lot of fun. Anytime.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll be right back.